Okay guys, in this video we will take the problem up the notch and I will show you how to further customize your Wix.com language switcher to change the shape of the flags or even to tweak its position, make it absolute on the top of the page or on the bottom of the page, or even custom made. You can also include the widget next to any of your web page element, so the button will be also scrollable up and down with the contents of your website. So if you're interested to learn more about the Wix.com translation customization options, please continue watching. Alright, so let's go back to where we started in the previous tutorial. Let's go into our dashboard and review the settings that we set up previously. Last time we translated our test website kosenkogroup.com, from English into Greek, Bengali, Italian, and Portuguese languages. So let's switch to English back. Okay, so in this tutorial I will show you and go over more options what Convey This has got to offer. So if you go back to Convey This settings page, now we can go into the further options such as show more options. But first of all, I will tell you what is the automatic language redirection. If you enable it and you click yes, the widget will automatically redirect the visitors to the translated pages depending on which the language your visitor browser has. For example, if you're an English-speaking customer, you only have English in your Windows or Mac as the keyboard. But if you're a Chinese or Russian or Spanish speaker, you might have a second keyboard enabled in your system, and your browser can detect that. So if the browser can detect for example, you speak Russian and you do have your Russian version translated on your Wix.com, then it will be loaded instead of the English, and therefore this will increase the conversions of your web page, because the visitors are up to 40 to 50% more likely to do business with the website if it's written in their own language. So I would recommend this option to be enabled by default. The second option is hide the Convey This logo. The Convey This logo is by default shown right here. It's our sign of appreciation. If you do enjoy this product, please do keep this logo. It brings us some back traffic from people who are discovering this technology, who will also be interested and curious to translate the website. So keep it as no. Now let's go into the customize button. This is when the most fun parts begins. So you can change the shape of the button, of the flag. By default it's a full length and a rectangle flag, so this is the biggest button we have. But you can also change it to a square one. You can change it to circle. You see it's on the preview. And you can do it without flags, just the language itself. Some people question the validity of the language, of the flags, of the colors that flags are using. So some people are abhor all these formalities and this territorial, historical boundaries. So they just install the widgets without the flags, which is totally fine. We understand that, so we do offer this option. Second option is the length of the text. Default is full text, but you can choose the short text, which abbreviates them to 3 characters. And you can do without text, so just the flags. But the fun part is, if you do without the flag and without the text, your widget would look like this. It will still work, it will still the switch, but it's our joking personality. We did allow this to happen, so you're free to have fun with this setup. But if you have automatic language redirections, that you need to care less, because visitors will be immediately loaded that version instead of for them looking for the language switcher. Because chances are not every visitor is looking to make an extra mile, extra step, extra click to figure out, oh, is there available language available in my language. They will just leave, right? But if you load the translation automatically, it's way more noticeable, and and as I said, it way converts better. So let's bring it as a rectangle flag and leave it as a short text. So this time when we upload the widget to Wix.com, it will be noticeable. This one is the next one option, is the position. So position is by default is fixed to a certain position on the screen, which means if you go to Wix.com, right now the widget, if I scroll it down, it's affixed to the bottom of the corner. But if I change this settings right there, vertical location, it can also be affixed to the top of the corner. But these are just the two options. What you could do is you could do way more customization. For example, you can adjust the horizontal location. It could be on the left of the browser or on the right of the browser. And you can do the indenting. It means how far on the left and on the right the button will be appearing. So we give you the full customization options: up, down, left, right, and even you can move from left to right, like by the pixel. But this is all about the absolute terms, which means like it's like an online chat, right? When you have to see this button always in this corner. So some users choose to do it differently. So one of the newest features we recently developed is called the custom. It's the more in-depth feature, which I'm going to show you shortly. So let's first, for example, save it as, let's also show you how to customize the flags. So by default, we use the American flag. Since we're based in America, we're an American company. But if you are, if from UK, anywhere, Australia, and your flag is different, so let's change then English flag for UK, United Kingdom. So you can customize the widget to display the United Kingdom flag by default. Save configuration, so it stays convey this side like this, and copy the text in the clipboard. So you can go back to your Wix.com website, go back to your settings, go into tracking and analytics, and modify whichever widget we were showing you in the beginning. First delete this and then paste a new one and click apply. So now the text should be applied, and depending how fast Wix.com changes its caching algorithm internally for the server, I can try to refresh the page right now and see what happens. See, still nothing happened, even though the button was already modified. This is the newest modification. So let's wait a little bit, and then we'll see when it starts to actually showing up. Okay, so after a couple of refresh attempts, the button has reloaded from the bottom of the page to the top of the page, and it's changed the flag and the length of the text. So now it's shorter, and we're using the UK English flag as the default for English. So this is the basic customization option which you could do to further enhance your website. But now we will talk about even more interesting customization option, which I previously mentioned, is the one which we can customly affix to the page. For example, I want my button to show somewhere in this menu. So in order for this button to show, I need to tell the button where is this, what the ID of the element this button should be loaded at. So to do that, let's use our inspector. Every browser has it. I'm using Firefox. You can use Chrome. So you do the right click on any part of the text field. For example, I click on the client area, and I go to inspect element. In the inspect element, you can see that we have this is the text area of the client area, and the text element of this style is this. It's PID equal open open parenthesis. So I only need to copy this part and copy it over right here, paste. I need to convey this to know where the element goes, and the button will open down because the drop down has to go down, not the up, because it's in the higher part of the website. So nothing else needs to be changed. Save configuration. Again, copy to clipboard. I don't think something would happen as of now yet, but let's go into. You need to not to forget that you also need to update the custom code. So go back into analytics, remove the old code, paste the new one, click apply, and after that keep refreshing the page until you see some of the changes, until the changes apply. So let's refresh the page. Nothing happened. Let's refresh it again. Nothing happened. Let's go to the other page. Book a session. Again, nothing happened. Oh, yeah. You see that for the short glimpse, the button appeared there. So this is the place where the button will be appearing. As of now, as of writing this tutorial, I think this feature is not working reliably with all the Wix.com themes. You see, it was for the short glimpse, and then the CSS of the Wix probably overwritten it. So we are investigating this issue, and we're going to fix it. But this gives you an idea that I was able to customly make the button close to the client area, so it will be appearing next to it, and it will be also scrollable with the page. So as you can see, we've done all the customization that's currently available for you. You can automatically redirect visitors based on their language in their browser. You can change the shape of the flag. You can shorten the length of the text. You can also customly affix the button to any of your CSS and HTML elements to be scrollable with the page. And you can also rotate the button left, right, up, down, and change the flags. You can customize any flag. And while you do this, always don't forget to save the configuration on the side of Convey This, and on the side of Wix.com. Don't forget to update the widget and keep refreshing the page until you see the changes come in. Wix.com is the slow engine, so it takes a while for it to propagate all the changes. So make sure you're patient, you refresh it before you contact us and tell us, hey, it doesn't work. So we do our best, we fix all the bugs, it's working, and in order for you to work with Wix, you need to, of course, to have a premium plan. It will not work with the free accounts, because free accounts are not allowed to install the third-party widgets. This concludes the lesson 3 on more advanced customization of the button. And in the next episode, we will talk about how to edit the machine translations. Since those translations are conducted by machines, they might not be accurate, they might be out of the context. So I will teach you how to further improve the quality of your translations and make your website as profitable as possible.
Convey this, translator.